Hello, this is my FMS FCX10 Land Rover Discovery Camel Trophy Edition, and ever since I bought it, when it first came out, I have loved it. But there's also one thing that has bothered me with it from day one. But now FMS has fixed it. But before we start talking about its bigger brother, let's get to the past and unbox it. This is definitely my most anticipated release of the year, and one I dreamt about before even knowing it existed. So what did they fix that bothered me with the smaller one? Well, the size. If you haven't seen my videos before, welcome to the channel. I love to walk in the forest. No, really. I have a video series where I take a car and just go for a walk in the forest. The FCX10 is so small that I can't really do that with it. But now I have its bigger brother, so that problem is sorted. But before we head out to a forest, let's take a look at what this track actually has that I like. The styling, as usual by FMS, is its biggest selling point. This version is the Land Rover Discovery. Some highlights are lights at the front, lights in the rear, lights on the roof rack, turn signals exists but are off by default, 4 fuel cans, recovery boards / sand ladders, snorkel, large tires, maybe too large, covered tire in the rear, a full interior with stickers, a man. So that's the visuals covered, and it just looks great. It looks very similar to its smaller brother. Is the smaller one the bigger brother because it was born first, or is the bigger one the big brother just because of how large it is? Anyway, they have many of the same details, but there are some differences, like the fuel cans, the man in the interior. Do you prefer it with or without a person in it? The small one has a real spare tire on the back. The small one actually comes with painted accessories like the axe, shovel and pickaxe handles. But they are very faithful to each other and they both look fantastic. The FCX10 comes with a clipless body system that is quite easy to take off, and you need to take it off to be able to put the battery in since it's all under there. Even the lighting setup is clipless with magnets for the connections, so you don't have to fiddle with a cable for the lights. And it is quite easy to put back on as well. You line up the front and rear while also keeping track of the sides. The body is Lexan, so be careful that it slots into the rails before you push it down, or you could damage the Lexan shell. Now that we know how to get the body off, let's take a look at the platform it sits on. It's the new-ish FCX10 chassis, which FMS has already released quite a few versions of before. These 3 new Land Rover Camel trophy trucks, and that is a good thing to me. The more cars that share a platform, the more aftermarket parts will be developed for it, and stores may be more inclined to pick up spare parts and have them in stock, especially if it's for a popular brand. And FMS has been doing better and better the last few years, and they don't seem to stop the great releases, so chances are there will be more fancy stuff for the FCX10. This version is a little less fancy than, for example, the FCX10 Pro LC80, which comes with brushless motor, etc. The Discovery does not have lockable diffs or anything like that, which keep the costs down, but it also keeps failure points down, so there are less pieces that can go wrong. However, since the platform is shared, there are still slots to add more servos if you want that stuff. It comes with a 550 35 turn motor, a 25 kilo metal steering servo, an ESC with built-in receiver, straight axles, a full-size battery tray, XT60 battery connector, a 2-speed transmission, and an FMS branded FlySky MG6. The radio is fine, knobs and buttons that you can reach properly, and fairly decent for my one-hand grip because I always drive with one hand while on the trail, no matter if I'm filming or not. Speaking of being on the trail, let's get out there.